Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail, and today we're taking a look at Tempo Priest, a deck that was developed and introduced by Reddit user who goes by the name Omoru, where some people call it Tiger Priest, I call it really fun and effective. One change, more for my own benefit, but not because I don't have the cards. And we'll go through the deck first, and then I want to play some games with it, because this is a fun deck, and it's been surprisingly effective for me. This isn't the first style of this deck that I've seen, but it's kind of a modern one that's kind of snuck up on people. Works pretty well, I'd have to say. So this is a Tempo Priest. What tempo means more than anything else, and it's kind of a hard topic to grasp around if you're not that familiar with card games, is that you always want to have advantage of the board. You want to have more creatures out than your opponent. So this is really a creature-based deck. You want to be able to control the board, but not at the expense of having your stuff on your side. So it's not about preventing your opponent from having things, but good to have for you. Now there's some standards that you'll see in the deck, and then some kind of techie changes that make things a little bit different here. You have your standard Northshire Cleric, Power Word Shield, 2 Holy Smites, which are pretty good, Circle of Healing, which is important for the Soul Priest combo, Injured Blade Masters, Earthen Ring Farseers, your Shadow Word Death, your Wild Pyromancer. Those are all pretty standard. Then you start to get to some weird things that I've seen some people call this an arena deck for. Temple Enforcer, Boulder Fist Ogre, Stranglethorn Tiger, which is a great card, 5/5/5 stealth, very useful, very tough in a lot of matchups here. And then 1 Shield Master and 1 Yeti. There's some swapping around that you can do. In fact, there's one swap that I did make from the deck posted on Reddit. Just from what I've been seeing and playing so far, the original deck on Reddit has a Cabal Shadow Priest in it. So I actually made this one way more budget by taking out an Epic and replacing it with Shadow Word Pain. You'll notice the number of Legendaries in here is 0. And there is room for some Legendaries if you have Cairn, if you have Sylvanas. Those could work pretty well. But it's a lot about keeping tempo, keeping things on the board here. So let's go ahead and just play some games. I'm going to be playing ranked. My rank is not super awesome this time, but that's because with Exploiters on the ladder and everything and then work schedule, I didn't have as much time to get onto it. Excuses. But we'll see here, because this is a deck that plays differently than other priests, and I think it's best for me to explain it by just actually playing it. So this deck has some reasonably good matchups and some terrible matchups. One terrible matchup is Handlock, so that's probably what I'm going to be facing first. In fact, if it is a Warlock, no, it's a Paladin. Now, Paladin's not something I've seen often unless it is an aggro Paladin. So I'm going to be mulliganing as if this is aggro. And actually, I have a pretty good start right here, if only because I can play on curve. 2, 3, 4. However, he is mulliganing for a bunch of things. I may actually get rid of the Soul Priest just because I want to try and get a Holy Nova or a Wild Pyromancer, Shadow Word Pain. That'll have to do for now. So I don't mind playing the Sun Fury Protector on 2. It's okay as a taunt maker, but it's still a 2/3. Getting the taunt's really nice here. So I do have a 2/3/4. It's very important for tempo decks to play on curve. So I'm expecting this to be aggro, not control Paladin. And we'll see how this goes. Alright, secret from the very start here. It's almost has to be get down. If this reduces it to 1 health, I'll be shocked here. So that's how we're going to start this one. Could be a Shadow Word Pain play next turn. Could be a heal with the Farseer next turn. Just a matter of what is he going to drop here. A 1/1. So let's go ahead and pop the secret. Injured Blade Master, also really nice to have, but I'd rather, you know what? Could be really good to try and play this and then play the Farseer next turn. But in this deck, you find yourself healing quite a bit. So let's go ahead and pop the secret, because this will still give me some more board. It's not actually going to kill the 2/3. So we'll do this and get some board control. 2 creatures on there, that's what you want. And like I said, I'm trying to keep my card count low, because generally a lot of aggro Paladins will run Divine Favor, so probably Blessing of Might. Or maybe not. Maybe he's thinking about what creature to play. Could be trying to save it for a Consecrate. Fortunately, this dodges Consecrate. And I gotta figure, what am I doing with Shadow Word Pain here? There's some interesting substitutions. The reason that I have Shadow Word Pain instead of Cabal Shadow Priest is Shadow Priest is good, but a lot of times by the time it comes out on turn 6, it's just a 4/5 body for 6 mana, or a 3/5 body where you don't, or excuse me, it is 4/5, where you don't always get the value of stealing a 2 unit, because it's great against Shaman, it's great in some matchups, but not too great in the current sets of decks that you'll see. So Shadow Word Pain will deal with things like Doomsayers, which is another good substitution possibly in this deck. It'll deal with a lot of smaller creatures here. Let's see if it... Oh, True Silver Champion. Okay, he had to think a long time about that, so He's going to be going for some control here. Going to get the full value of the damage. And is he going to attack me with this? It's going to be coin turn. So it seems like a reasonable... Good, there's the Holy Nova. So if he starts to spam the board, there's that. We can drop our taunts. Go ahead and control the board. Now this does put it in Consecrate range. But if I don't kill that, then the Shield Master is in... you can just be attacked and sworded and die. And I don't really want to do that. So next turn may be an Injured Blade Master heal. Or it really depends on what happens or what's going to get healed. But Boulder Fist Ogre on 6 will be nice. Probably will get hit by Humility here. So there's equality. And he's going to take that down. Okay. You know, I feel pretty good about that equality because if he feels that in danger, then he has to take care of it first. What am I seeing? Okay, I actually have to read the text on Lore Walker Cho because it's been so long. Okay, put a copy of that spell in the other player's hand. I don't know if I want to keep him alive or not. It's going to prevent me from playing some spells right now, but fortunately the hero power does not count as a spell. So we're going to have to keep that in mind right now.
I got this.
We'll hit in the face. I'm going to keep Lord Walker Cho around. It's the last day of the season. Let's bring it. Let's bring it out. I mean, I could Shadow Word Pain him and he'll just come right back. There are better targets for Pain. Question is he going to spell enough to mill my deck, or am I going to be able to kill it with the Blade Master next turn? Harvest Golem, that's a start. That's actually a really good Shadow Word Pain target. That's an even better Shadow Word Pain target. This is a really good Holy Nova board. So let's do it. Strangled Floating Target. Tiger's also really nice, but let's see what we can get here. Unfortunately, I can't Holy Nova this turn without giving it to him unless I attack with the Blade Master. And I would really, really... Ugh. Let's think about this move for a second. If I Holy Nova, that only takes out one creature. So I got a little too excited about that. If I Shadow Word Pain, that can give me a little more. If I Ogre here, that'll still leave this in play and let me keep doing some things here. So if I'm not casting a spell, I'm not going to be too concerned about it right now. Let's go ahead and get rid of Cho. Sorry. Sorry. Alright, so we don't want to let these guys get too much value. Let's go ahead and... And I always kind of debate here which one should I attack with this. If I should just go for face. Might as well pop the shield myself. Because now he can't do some special play that keeps it alive here, so... Have an Ogre, probably going to get Eldor Peacekeeper, which is fine. Oh, Faceless Manipulator. This is a very different deck than I'm used to seeing. I enjoy that tremendously. Now this deck doesn't play Mind Controls, I do play Shadow Word Death. So let's see, we do... Oh, that is really nice. But I'm just 1 mana short. So let's see here, because if I do this, then I can heal regardless. Let's do it anyway. Now what this does is heal, and you're sometimes going to be using Holy Nova just to heal a little bit. So now I have a 6-7 on the board. I'm still ahead on tempo. I have some good plays here. I'd much prefer to play the Injured Blade Master with the Circle of Healing, but considering my hand right now, I'm really surprised I haven't gotten any Clerics yet. This deck is really low on card draw. So there's the other get down. Fairy Dragon, which I cannot target with this, so that's okay.
Reporting for duty.
I feel pretty good about the position I'm in, and here is the star of the deck, you could say maybe, is getting another 6/6 out and being able to buff health just as well. So let's go ahead and do this first. And I can save the heal here. It's probably going to be get down. Let's go ahead and pop it. Unfortunately, can't target you with spells. This deck has no silences, but might as well heal you because I have nothing else to heal right now. So a 6/10 and a 6/6 versus a 3/2 and a 1/1. He could have some answers here. He could have a quality Consecrate in his hand.
Not on my watch.
No, he doesn't. Okay. And there's Divine Favor for 3 extra cards. So that's what happens. He gets a little bit of card draw. And gets some more things to play. Which is a little annoying, but what can you do? Soul Priest wouldn't be terrible here. But is he just going to pass? Because right now I can control the board and get a lot of good stuff.
Reporting for duty.
So is he going to go for face? Probably. Yeah. Okay, so Holy Smite. Cannot use that to target, but... Not quite what I want here, but might as well, I guess, go for board just a little bit. Because I can just leave him with 2 1/1s. And then smite this.
The victory.
Oh, surrender! Okay. Haven't think about it too hard. I guess Lore Walker Cho did not save him, but that's tempo for you. 1 victory gets me another star. Maybe I'll get ranked in here. But yeah, just having to think a long time talking through stuff. Let's go to another game just to see what we have in store for us today, kiddos. Not a usual deck that I'm expecting to see, but I'll take the victory for sure. Like I said, that was a... I guess Divine Favor didn't do him a lot of good. I guess he was looking to take out the big guys, and I pretty much would have left him with my huge creatures, because I would have put a Stranglethorn Tiger or Injured Blade Master on the board. And not too much else. But that's why you want to play on curve. So here's Shaman. This is about a 40-60 matchup for me. We'll have to see here. That's a decent card to start with. We're going to ditch these. I do have Coin. Coin can be really valuable. Oh, this is actually a kind of terrible opening hand now. I want more creatures. You want early pressure. This is going to play like a priest deck instead of something else. So we'll have to see if we can build the tempo later. For now, try and get... At least we're getting some Powered Shield card draw, so that's a start. So it may be turn 3 Earthen Ring Farseer. We'll see. Alright, so what do we got turn-wise here?
Greetings, friend.
Alright. So this is a starting... So this is a Northshire Cleric. Not the best thing to start with, but there we go. Just had to check my phone for just a second. Alright. So Spell Power, not the totem I like to see here. Soul Priest is pretty good if he spams the board. I do have the Circle of Healing combo here. Let's go ahead and play this first and see if we can bait out something. I don't need a ton of card draw, I just need a little card draw. So this is this may be a better use of Circle of Healing next turn, perhaps. Let's see. Or he's going to Earth Shock and Lightning Bolt this. No, Unbound Elemental. Okay. So there's another Cleric. Now it's a little risky to get rid of stuff here, but we're gonna do the Gambit. Let's see if we can get 2 cards out of this. Holy Nova, that's what I like to see. Oh, 3 cards, that's right, because everybody gets a heal. And Wild Pyromancer. Wild Pyromancer is a beautiful card if you have the coin in this deck. Right now, I am up a little bit. I can deal with this, although I'm probably about to get Lightning Stormed. Or something. But fortunately, I have 2 high health minions out, so... Feral Spirit. Okay. That's going to knock down his next turn just a little bit, and Lightning Bolt. Okay. Well, that's a start. How can we finish this? Alright, so... Gotta think this through for a second. I do have a Wild Pyro and a Power Word Shield. That's gonna clear those two. Leaves the Spirit Wolf puppies here. But if I do that, that'll be 2, 3, and I can heal a little bit more. So let's do that.
Do you like to play with fire?
So let's go ahead and Power Word Shield. Might as well do the card draw first. It's not an awful card. And then
Right
we'll
away.
want to heal you because you got health.
Job's done.
So another Wild Pyro, that's good. And that's why having the coin's really nice. Now, granted, I'd much prefer to be able... And he's locked down, he's actually only got 2 mana to use, so this may be a Totem Pass or it could be something else. But yeah, that's what happens when you overload yourself really, really early. And I could conceivably actually Holy Nova, but I'd heal myself a little bit more, so there's the Earth Shot. You know, I'd almost rather him attack that, but no, he's not gonna. He's gonna be smart not to. Okay, so turn 5. Probably best play for turn 5. I could draw a little more, but I'm pretty good on what I have, except that I'd hope to have bigger creatures by now. Could drop a Soul Priest. That actually would be really good with some other stuff coming here. Means I wouldn't really want to play the North Shore Cleric and would be playing off curve, but getting a bigger body is a plus. And that'll let me, if it survives, will let me play with the Farseer for some Fire Elemental style shenanigans, because he probably has a Fire Elemental in his hand. So this is where I like starting to drop bigger creatures, and I got all my little guys. And I did have an MVP Wild Pyromancer there. Wild Pyro plus Holy Nova is very nice. So there we go. First one. Usually want to Shadow Word Death those, but I'll be able to deal with it with what I have in hand. So we're just going to make it look like I'm going to be playing from the middle of my hand and not at the beginning. So here is card advantage, part of the second. I almost want to play the other North Shire Cleric, although I won't get any value out of it right now other than it being another warm body.
Is someone injured?
But might as well. Because next turn I could play even more things. But yeah, where the card draw lies in this deck is... Oh, good. So is he going to take out this guy or try to? No, he's going to go 1-for-1 here. So once again, what do we got? Holy Fire, which is a terrible thing for me right now. What do we do here? Might as well get the other guy on the board. Don't really want to play the 2 Soul Priest. I'd rather have this held up. This is where I'd really prefer to be playing bigger creatures right now. But you work with what you got, so.
My eyes are open.
Might as well do the more mana efficient thing here and just go 2.
My eyes are open.
Just taunt it up.
Right away.
Try and protect the North Shire Cleric for when this inevitably will die. Because he's going to kill it and maybe I can get some healing in there. Also getting fairly close to a Holy Fire potential lethal. Question now is how does he respond? And this is Lightning Storm. Oh, Forked Lightning. Wow, do not see that card very often. Really good aim. Alright, Temple Enforcer time. Actually, that's beautiful, because that lets me... The Spell Power Totem is going to stay up, unfortunately, but if I go on curve right here, I can actually take that guy out. So that's what we're going to do. And I guess we'll just go 1 to the face and have to deal with that later.
Feel my pain.
So 18 here, reason being that I'm not going for it more is I'm going to eventually Holy Nova. And that's not going to make a huge difference here. But see, this really lets you trade up very well here. So is he going to try and really aggro the board here? Okay, so Knife Juggler, not terrible. Hex. Interesting. I will accept your hexing. Stranglethorn Tiger. This is one of the real MVPs of the deck. Right here. Because, haha, I'm stealthed and there's nothing you can do. So what do I do again? Do I let him keep up the totem? Maybe. I could pyro here. That will open some kind of nasty doors for me. I think I'd rather have the Sun Fury Protector out. 5/5 taunt's not bad. So we'll just go ahead and clear the spell power totem. I don't like leaving those out if I don't have to. And this is what Tempo looks like. This is what Tempo does. Does he have an answer for my entire board? Alexstrasza is possibly an answer. But as you're going to see, the solution that Priest has for Alexstrasza is pretty straightforward. Do I actually have lethal right now, first off? 17, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we don't even have to worry about it. We just go like this.
I got this. Right away.
6. Might just give him a well played. Holy fire, down to 10, but you're down to -1. I was about to deal with Alexstrasza, but you know what? Why do that? I'll just take a little bit lower. And yay, win streak! Most of the losses I've had on this deck have actually been my own will fault. There's been a few where I've been outdrawn, but it's been pretty reliable here. But I mean, I'm still rank 11, so small potatoes. Let's play one more game. Said it's a fun deck. It really starts to snowball if you can get board control. It's like I said, the idea is that you get board control and you keep your creatures up on the board. That's Tempo. And I'm sure someone's going to come and say, that's not Tempo. Tempo is blah, 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 blah. And they'll be absolutely right and say it eloquently and beautifully. And I will just say to you, make my videos for me. I don't know what I'm talking about. But we're at a worthy opponent. I really want to play Cheater McCheaterson. And we have another Shaman. So after yesterday playing all Druids and Miracle Rogues, today we are getting a little bit of different stuff here. So we will keep Power Word Shield. Combos pretty nicely with Wild Pyromancer. So we can play mostly on curve. We can do 2-3 with the coin. Of course, coin Power Word Shield will also let us clear any sort of crazy things that he has early. Pyro Holy Nova, also good.
Greetings.
But for now, 2 Power Word Shields. Let's just be a little bit more liberal with this. I can Power Word Shield myself twice and go up to 36 health. That's not how it works. That's not even the correct addition. Okay, so Taunt Totem. Whatever. Now, the first thing you drop against a Shaman almost always dies. But if you drop nothing, that just lets them take the tempo from you right away. So his totem is probably going to be followed up by something. Is it going to be hard removal is the question. And this is where I much prefer to have the 2-3 because they survive a little more stuff. But against Shaman, it doesn't matter as much because they Lightning Bolt or not too much else. But second totem, and is this a Lightning Bolt? No, it's a Rock Biter. Okay, that's the other option. But pretty much all of their early stuff is just... Wow, okay, that was a very unusual play. Instead of keeping the Taunt Totem and taking 3 damage to himself, he elected to do something a little different. So we'll get some card draw next turn to see if we can get some other stuff. But for now, at least I got some creatures on the board. I definitely would have kept the Taunt Totem and Rock Biter the hero and eat the 3 damage there. It's not like Priests are going to burst you down, or so they say. Okay. Still, if you're rank 11, generally you have some idea of what you're doing here. So, spirits. And they're going to heal up here, so we're going to take this out one at a time. Or we're going to take this out all at a time. I mean, I could Pyro, Power Word Shield, Power Word Shield. I mean, I was originally just going to try and sweep the board a little bit, but double Power Wording the Pyro can have some pretty nice effects here, although it leaves my Shield Master a little bit more vulnerable than I'd like. Because I'm going to have to attack with him down to 1. No, I can Power Word Shield him too, so we're going to do just that. Why, yes, I do like to play with fire. Let's do it like this. Injured Blade Master, also a good Power Word Shield target, but not today. You just a little bit. Stranglethorn Tiger, also very good. Look at that board that just got a little more clear than it was before. And I can Holy Nova heal next turn and do 3 damage. If he doesn't sweep my board. He swept my board. That's going to be 2. Oh, he lives. Okay. Well, that puts him at a mana disadvantage next turn, and that just lets me do this. I could drop the Stranglethorn. That may be better, because it's a 5/5, but being able to drop the Injured Blade Master and heal him is about as good. Although, Stealth and the Temple Enforcer is a really nice play, too. That may have actually been the better play, but... Playing off curve is fun. Yeah, I probably should have gone 5, 6, and then 7. That could have been... Oh, that could have been turn 6 as well. That could have been a sweet turn 6. I misplayed! Based on my hand, but... Maybe this will bait out removal a little earlier. Not that you can hex a Stealth Tiger. And right now I haven't really tipped my hand. Right now it looks really like a standard priest deck. So here we go. Question is, what do I want to do now? I could put another Warm Body on the field and heal this guy up pretty much to max. I can Holy Nova. I can drop a big creature. Let's drop a big creature. Let's play on it. May have better use for that restore 3 health in just a little bit, and this 3 buff health is about the same. So we're looking at effective health versus actual health and other vocabulary that I don't really know the meaning of. But this is a survival card and one that does irritate me just a little bit playing games. But yeah, he did get 1 AoE, which my opponent last time didn't get, so that's a plus. And there's your Hex. At least that means you can't kill this guy right away. Alright. Now here's an interesting question. I guess I'm going to leave that up because I doubt he has a charge target. Do I Holy Fire here? Probably not, because I can just heal up with the with this guy. Or I can play the Stranglethorn and heal up for the most part. That seems like the better play.
Your turn to bleed.
And that's where, even though this deck doesn't have a lot of card draw, you're not at a super disadvantage all the time because you're constantly healing. And healing is a very powerful hero ability if you have the ability to use it. And in a tempo deck like this, where you're just trying to keep more creatures on the board, and that's a much better Holy Fire target, by the way. Especially with 8 mana. That means I could be in better shape. I just hope he doesn't do anything nasty with his 3 remaining mana. He does have 4 cards. I am at full health and he's at full health, so we've been fighting for board control for a while. Mana Tide. Alright. So 1 extra card is all I'm going to let him get. Circle of Healing, another very nice card here, but I think the most appropriate play is just Holy Fire. I know that's a waste of a heal. And while I can... Let's see here. You have 10 health. Probably better because he doesn't have... If he has anything that's going to do 4 damage to this, I feel I can get more value with Circle of Healing later. Let's go ahead and not take 2 unnecessary damage. Let's get another creature out. So that's 3-0. It's not like he has Brawl, so... 2 taunts, pretty high health. Maybe I should have circled there, but I do have the Earthen Ring Farseer next turn. And see, this is why we keep our Circle of Healing, because it's going to let me heal up after some of this here, assuming he doesn't do mean things in a moment. Okay, so Lightning Bolt probably right there. There we go. 4 damage. And that's going to go on that guy. That sucks. Alright. Well, we get to pick our target, I guess. Still going to play the tempo game. I cannot, unfortunately... I can take this guy out with a sacrificial thing here. I can... Can I clear the board? I can clear the board, actually. Because this unit has gotten its value. It's given taunts, and I can Holy Nova myself back to pretty good health here. So I do have 9 mana. I don't need this circle. Let's go ahead and play this.
Is someone injured?
Let's do this in order. 1, 2...
My eyes are open.
3, get a card. Shadow Word Pain would have been really nice just a moment ago.
I got this.
Alright. We don't want to keep the spell power out, so just 1 for 1 on that, which seems kind of a waste, but it is a total tempo play here. So now I just have a tiger and not too much else. I need to get some card draw value out of this. This could be where I get gassed, and this is where the Shaman matchup with their feral spirits tends to knock me just a little bit here, so this is probably the death of this tiger. Yeah, that's too bad. And the question becomes, what do I top deck? Holy Smite! Holy Smite, Batman. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, I have no other plays right now, but at least I can go for face. And this is only 2 damage, so it can't kill any of my cards by itself. He's got to wonder what I have in my hand that I'm not playing some other stuff here. But yeah, Shadow Word Pain would have been really nice last turn. So Taunt Totem, and another one. Wow, okay. Shadow Word Death, that could be good if he plays any fire elementals anymore, but... Ugh. I want creatures. There's so many creatures in this deck. I'm not getting any of them. I don't like using my removal like this.
Right away.
Alright, so down to 16. So there's his 2 charge units. I still feel okay, but this is where I could be getting a lot greater tempo and not getting it. So there's the ever annoying Doomhammer. No, you're not supposed to Doomhammer me. So that's quite the top deck right there. I mean, unfortunately, this is a Yeti, so it's not going to be very kind. And unfortunately, he will be able to Doomhammer that. But once again, we're playing for value here. Whatever he drops, though, if it's less than 4 or greater than 4, it's dead. But I just need to get some stuff surviving. That's one way to get Shadow Word Death. Alright. And he's saving his charges. Now the really unfortunate thing here is I have nothing to target. Let's go ahead and death this anyway. Not going to get much more value than that right now. Now the problem is if I play this Temple Enforcer, he's going to be able to kill it with the Spell Power Totem, possibly what's in his hand. But at this point, my want for creatures is leaving me a little wanting. So he can do 6 damage to this. I'd almost welcome him taking 12 damage to the face. I'm pretty sure he wants to avoid that, but maybe he got another Hex or something with the top deck. If that's the case, so be it. And what else? So right now he's at 10 cards, I'm at 10 cards. Just going for face.
Do you like to play with
And
fire?
Pyromancer, okay.
Protects me.
So he's going off the fact that I've used up all my Holy Novas. That's a good top deck as well. We're just going to start going for face here. I don't know if I need to Dennis this, because he is... If I don't deal with this now, he's going to kill it next turn, so... Probably better to get rid of the Pyromancer. So let's go ahead and Shadow Word Pain this. Holy Smite. You... Just go for face. Now he has to draw something that would kill this, and I have a few ways that I can win next turn. If I draw a Soul Priest, and I don't think I've seen one yet in this deck, so there's a pretty high probability. There's like 20% chance, a little over 20% chance, that my next draw is a Soul Priest. Get something. He needs a Taunt Totem. He didn't get a Taunt Totem. He needs to have a way to deal with this. I don't know what that one card is and if it's going to save him. So he's going to go for face. Alright.
Well played.
Is that the end? There's a Soul Priest.
Well played.
Alright, so there we go. That's Tempo deck for you. Good matchups, entertaining matchups. Not always standard matchups, but still, that's the deck for you. Kind of how it's supposed to work. You get more stuff on the board, and it leads you to victory. So, yay, rank 10. Pretty cool, and kind of consistent for the level that this deck has been going. So, I'll show you the deck one more time. Let's resume. Wrong button. show you the deck one more time. I got some other decks to show you, but I want to thank the Reddit user again, Game here, for pointing out this deck, and I've enjoyed it so far. Like I said, if I had a Soul Priest instead of Shadow Word Pain, that would have worked really well against Shamans because they have so many 0 to 2 health things that you can take. But until today, I've not faced a single Shaman with this deck, so I mean, it could be worth switching back in if I'm facing a Shaman heavy day, but they're kind of rare compared to what they used to be, which is a little bit surprising. But here's the deck one more time. You kind of got to see how it works. Circle of Healing synergizes very well with a lot of things here. And you're familiar with your Priest synergy by now, especially Holy Nova. You want to use this sometimes, even just to heal is good enough here. But like I said, Boulder Fist Ogre, you could run with 2 instead of maybe a Shadow Word Pain. And those would be some big creatures to try and help you out here. But the Temple Enforcers really let you beef up your units. It's even worthwhile to use them for an Earthen Ring Farseer if that's what it comes to. Just because that 3 health really lets you get more heals in. And while you didn't get to see a Wild Pyro Northshire mega combo, that can be pretty well set up here with the AoE, with all the healing that's in here, and with a deck like this that really encourages you to use your healing power. But that's it for now. This is a Tempo Priest deck. Some people call it Tiger Priest, and you can call it what you want. It's effective, it's fun, and according to people on Reddit, it's legendary viable, and I can kind of see why. This is one of the decks I'm going to be rolling with next season, as I'm possibly, maybe this time, going to be going for legendary, who knows. The meta is going to change a lot anyway when Curse of Nax comes out, whenever that is. But that's it for now. This is Way to Fail. Hope you like what you saw. Feel free to comment. I always appreciate comments on my play, and I do read the comments. Don't always have a chance to get back to you right away, but I do appreciate you all picking apart my play. Just if you do, please put a timestamp on it or tell me around what part of the game it was. Because there were a few trades there, especially with the Sun Fury and Tiger on the board that I wonder if I could have done a little better. But that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.